Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here from Stafford Speedway for tonight's event. It is time for none other than the Ultimate Sim League, powered by Pathfinder Chassis. And it should be a great night of racing action as we get set to go 100 laps here around this very short track. And it should be a fun one. Last week we was at Oxford, which was a very fun race for me to be able to broadcast that one. And tonight I don't expect anything different. Brian Hacker picked up the win last week and has actually won 2 races this season. Jackson Lewis also winning 2 races. Who's it going to be tonight? Right now, Randy Hendrick has something to say about that. He's on top of the board here in the final practice session these guys have. However, the points-wise, little bit different approach. Jackson Lewis currently leading the points by 6 over Bud Riedner, who is currently in second place coming into tonight. So that's going to make things pretty interesting, with Jared Appel and Matt going to be 4th, and Cody Hubert going to be in 5th. So we're getting ready to go here. Qualifying coming up here in just a few moments as we get a peek at our weather. 124-degree track temp. That's going to allow these late models to slide all over the place. As you see the 24 going around. It's Matt Nagel going around, but it should be fun racing here once these cars get on the track. We'll have to wait and see if that temperature holds the same, or will it change once we get under green. So as I mentioned, season slowly starting to come to an end, as we will be at Irwindale next week and then Richmond for the final race of the season. These guys also have an ARCA series that they run. They are currently going to be at New Hampshire on the 7th, and then Myrtle Beach and Richmond in that one. Same as their Street Stock series. They will be live from, there's actually just at Myrtle Beach. They're going to be at New Smyrna and then Richmond for the final race. So Richmond looks like it's going to be your championship race for all 3 series. But tonight we come to Stafford. Very fun place. I expect a little bit of green flag racing here. It should be a fun one. Turn 4 is going to be the tricky turn, in my opinion, to watch these guys work out of turn 4. 25 drivers here so far tonight. And as I mentioned, Randy Hendrick currently on top of the board here in this final practice session. So as we get set to go, don't think there's too much I need to talk about. Any questions in the chat, you can let me know who you're pulling for as well. But as we get set to go here, Stafford, very fun little racetrack. We actually got to broadcast a race here not too long ago, the super late models, but different track, of course. So we'll see how this one plays out, the late model. I think it's going to be fun. Stafford just at a half-a-mile racetrack, so we'll be seeing some good lap times right now. 20 seconds is what we're seeing as far as the lap times go, as practice about to come to an end. Don't really have a favorite really coming into tonight. I will go ahead and say that the number 86 of Nathan Hasla, I hope I said that name right this time, but he has also picked up a win this season. And that was back on a few weeks ago, back at the Bull Ring. So we'll see how he does here tonight. Actually, Nathan, not too far out of the standings. Actually, I thought he was a lot closer than that. I was wrong. Actually, I lied. It was not Nathan that actually picked up. I said the 86. I do apologize. It was Kevin in the 86. Good Lord. Sorry, I'll get it right here. I was looking at my cheat sheet for some reason. I read the wrong name. But Kuznotson, it's probably Knutson, I believe is how you say it. I'm horrible with these names in this series. Everybody knows that. So sorry for butchering the name. But anyway, qualifying, ready to come up as we get set to go green here in just a few moments. Right now we're in practice as, good Lord, the 24 just died. And now we're ready to go. Qualified here from Stafford Speedway. Who are we going to watch first? It is going to be Brian Gundrum, maybe? And here he comes. Driver of the 118 car. See how he does. Once again, we expect the lap times to be right in the 20-second range. So, see how he does. He comes down the back stretch into turn 3 and 4. Get my controller set up here as well. That way we can make sure we change cameras to the right one. And to the start-finish line, 20.824 or 820. He's going to be looking for a little bit more than that, I believe, in order to get the pole. Let's see. Here we go, the 62, Jeff Steenbergen. Going through turn 3 and 4. Coming off turn 4, let's see what kind of lap he puts down. 20.876. Did the weather change a little bit? Not really. Reed Rundle out on track. In the number 43. Coming off turn number 2. See what kind of lap time he puts down. Reed very good at not only oval, but he's pretty good at road as well as he comes off turn 4. And a 20.879 or 880. Mike Beamish out on track as well. That's a good lap, a 20.645, 644, going to be good enough for P1. Still waiting on Randy Hendrick to head out on the track. This is Roman Blank at 21.262 on his first lap. Mike Beamish still on top of the board. He ran a 20.644 as Jared Appel about to head out. Actually, he is out on track right now as we jump over to the 15. So 2 minutes left here in the qualifying session. But here is the number 51 taking a green flag. And we'll start his qualifying lap. In the turn number 3 this time, the Chevrolet Monte Carlo. Going to try to jump to the top of the board over Mike Beamish. Going to be tough. We'll see if he's able to do it. 20.730. Not a bad lap. Puts him P4. Still waiting. Got about 4 more drivers to actually come out and qualify. See right there that Jared not going to be able to improve his lap, as now it is Jackson Lewis rolling out of pit lane in the number 7. About 1 minute and 20 seconds left here in qualifying, so guys are going to qualify. They got to get it going. As the number 7 will take the green flag this time. Let's see how he does. Oh, he slid up quite a bit there in turns 1 and 2. He's not very happy with this lap, I don't think. He's going to try to redo it better on his second lap. See what he does. This first lap, just basically a throwaway lap. And once again, sliding quite a bit. He slides up quite a bit in turns 1 and 2. That's going to make things interesting. See what he does here in 3 and 4 this time. And here he comes to the start-finish line. Looks a little bit better. And 20.788 going to be good enough for 5th. Definitely a big improvement. Now, Randy Hendrick, who was your fastest in practice, not qualifying. Brian Hacker also not qualifying. So that's pretty interesting. Not entirely sure why, but hey, here's what it is. I said Kevin's name. Hey, Colin Campbell. I appreciate that. That's a tough name, man.
He altered me to cancel my alt. Riot Games is a terrible company. Their company's garbage.
So here we go.
Lauren ultimately canceled my all.
It is time to get the starting grid underway. Why not? We can go ahead and take a look here at the grid as they start to grid up. Mike Beamish, congratulations to him. Picking up the pole here tonight in the number 40 car. Jared Appel, Jackson Lewis, Bud Reedner, Zach Coyer, Brian Gundrum, Andy Monday, Matt Nagel, Cody Hubbard, Jason Kratz, Reed Rundle. The rest of the field goes by here on your screen. 100 laps scheduled for tonight. As we get ready to go green here in just a couple of moments. Got to take a couple trips around. How about that Mike Beamish car, though? Put it on the pole. That was a good lap. And here he is putting it right up on the front row. We take a look down here at his car. There you go. Right there, all things automotive. Now let me get my camera set here so we won't have to do this middle of the race. All right, so here we go. Absolutely love Stafford Speedway. It is one of my favorite tracks to actually watch, but this place is a very tough place to pass. It's all about really, to me, what I've noticed is super late. So I'm going by what I've learned in the super late model. It's about backing up your corner a little bit, trying to get the run in the center and the exit. It's all really about your exit. If you're able to get beside someone on the exit, you've got a good chance of taking that bottom line away and taking that spot away. Don't think we're going to see the middle groove come into play. We may with the late models, but one fast look here at your weather. Has it cooled down? It has not. 123. It's about to get way hotter than that. We're going to see about 126, 127 degree track temps. It's the pace car taking a left down pit road. Let's get this one underway. Week number 7. We're down and away. Racing from Stafford Speedway. Ultimate Sim League presented by Pathfinder Chassis. Underway. Battle right now already under place. Here's going to be for 3rd place. Make that 4th place. Is Jackson Lewis. Going to be able to take that spot away from Jared Appel pretty easily. Single file up front for the most part. We got to jump back here. 118 of Brian Gundrum up on that outside, trying to hold on to that spot. Right now, that outside lane not where you want to be. He's going to try to hold on to that. But it's going to be tough. Like I said, the 24 car putting the pass on him now. It's Matt Nagel. As the 10 also of Andy Monday completes the pass. Let's jump on board here with one of our drivers. Let's jump on board here with the 20 car, Cody. Guys can get a good look at what it's like to drive around this very tough track. These turns are so long, and it's weird. Ooh, a little bit of slide out of 4. We knew that was going to happen. But these turns seem like they last forever, honestly. It's a really wide turn for a short track or a long turn for a short track. The straightaways ain't that long. But right here, I mean, you can just look. It's a long left-handed turn, and it's going to be all about saving that right front tire on these cars tonight, especially with the track temp the way it is. Pit road's going to be big, and we got one car actually through the grass. This could go really bad. That was Kyle here in the 46. We stay green. Not sure what happened here. Did he get loose off turn 4? Oh, he did. And that's one thing we've seen even in the super late models, which, you know, not really ordinary or out of the ordinary for them, but we see it here already. Let me know in the chat, by the way, who you are pulling for. As we watch Matt Votty in the number 8, Jackson Lewis up to 3rd already. Jackson actually wasn't that fast in practice. Jackson really getting to the wall there, though, as he exits turn 2. here we go. 55. Currently trying to hold back Jared Appel. This is Todd Cleaver. As he works out of turn number 2. See that Pathfinder chassis logo on the back of that car? About Zach Coldbeer Collier. Still my favorite paint scheme in this whole series. I just want to point that out. It's just funny. He's done a pretty nice job. Up to 8th right now. He actually started in 7th. That's where he currently runs. I thought he was 8th. Brian Gundrum, who's in 8th. The 86. Kevin trying to put a pass on. Working on Hacker in the 11. Actually, no, he was working on Jason Kratz in the 25. Hacker is the one directly behind. Hacker won last week at Oxford Plains Speedway. As you see, Jason kind of caught up on the outside, giving up some spots here. Place kind of reminds you like a Martinsville. I mean, I know the turns are completely different, but it really does. You get cut up on the outside, you just drop back as there used to be the pass put on. Let's jump back up with our leader, Mike Beamish, who's been out in front for all 11 laps completed. We are on lap 12. Make go ahead and say it, lap 12 laps now completed. Beamish out by 1.2 seconds. The last time by, Beamish was about 2/10 slower, however. Then second place, Jackson Lewis. Matt Votty back in 3rd. Right now, the fastest car in here is Jackson Lewis. And I don't think that's any surprise to anyone. But as big of a deal as that is, that we're making it to be that he's in front of Jackson Lewis. Lewis, honestly, hasn't won in like 4 weeks now. He hasn't won since March the 31st. He won at Southern National and Lanier back-to-back, and here he is now. So we'll be able to keep an eye on him. He is really starting to try to close the gap up a little bit. Here you go. 43, Reed Rundle. Taking a beat underneath Cody. Reed's actually fallen back a little bit. Remember, he started up in 10th place or 13th. Oh, I think 7th. I don't think that was Zach Collier that started 7th. We get to broadcast Reed here as well on Thursdays. He runs a short track or road league. He does a great job. Come on, Kyle. He likes driving. He likes grass driving in his sport truck. Really? See, I had no idea. There's some guys in here at Racing Real Life, and I'm not familiar who they are. I kind of wish, I would know. So basically, maybe he just wanted to practice a little bit, There's him back there, though. And I know we got somebody here pulling for Andy Monday, and Monday right now. Has he got damage? I cannot tell. There is a little bit of damage on that right front. Oh, that's more than a little bit. That's quite a bit. He's probably going to need a caution to be able to get some of that beat out. But we are already on lap 20 here. Which, I'm not super surprised. One thing about these guys, they do know how to have green flag runs. But Mike Beamish still out front by 1.1 seconds right now. looking around the field, I mean, this is basically what Stafford is. You basically are following the person in front of you, trying to hope they make a mistake. But here's Zach Collier actually just giving up 7th. Gundrum able to take that spot away. What happened back here? Joe Wood had some trouble in a 3 car, and it allowed Kyle to get around him. Now, one thing that's got me curious here is how far back is the leaders. You can see it. They are leaders in exit of turn 2, and right up in front of it is the back of the pack. And one thing about short track racing, as most of everybody knows, one of the toughest things is getting through traffic. If you're the leader, a lot of guys don't want to let you by and all that stuff, so it can work out good for second place. It all really depends who works through traffic the best once that happens. These tires are going to be so shot. Runs a support truck at Wisconsin International Raceway multiple times. Really? That's impressive. We don't have sport truck racing here. I'm in East Tennessee. That's one thing I wish I could really see. I've never got to see it. I don't think we've ever had it. The closest thing we came to it was Rallycross, where they had it at Bristol Motor Speedway one time, which was pretty awesome to see. But they had a rally race there. But I've never got to see sport trucks. That would be really interesting. Mike Beamish is still putting down some blistering lap times. I just want to point that out. Nobody's really touching him. That time he was the only one in the 21 threes. Everybody else hitting 4s. Mike Beamish currently right now in the point standings coming into tonight's race. He was not that great, honestly. He's back in 8th. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say it's great, but he actually missed a race, so that's one reason why he's back in 8th. But he does have, 2 top 5s, I believe? 2 top 5s, yes. So there you go. But tonight, I believe, was his first pole award of the season. Hey, Tim, good to see you, man. How are you doing, buddy? Been a long time since I've seen you. Tim Gilly. Have your pedals came in yet, Tim? There's a good little battle right here with Zach Collier and Reed Rundle. This should be a pretty good one to watch. The 13, Zach Coldbeer Collier looking to the outside. Not going to be able to do it just yet. Right there is what is interesting to me. So what he just did is setting up a run. See if we can see this again. I noticed this in the super lates. You go out wide and then you dive it in. You basically diamond the corner. He really does it down here on 1 and 2. Let's see if we can see it. He goes out a little bit wide right there. And he didn't really do it that much with the 43 washing up as much. But that's something very interesting. It really worked in the super late model when we got to watch them guys go at it. A lot of guys was basically diamond the corner off. And it really paid dividends, especially on longer runs. Hey, you got to be getting pretty excited. Hey, Colin, and we got a car around. That is the 43 Reed Rundle, and I will talk to you about that in just a minute. But here you go. Here's a look at that wreck. This is with the 20. As we look down on track. See what happens here. The 20 was on the apron. And right there, just not a lot of room. And sent to 43 row. So that brings up the first caution. And I guarantee you that pit road's going to be a busy place. Yeah, here they come. But I do agree. I think we need some dirt races too. And that's something I'm trying to work on, I promise. I can tell you this. We actually get to see some Pro 2 dirt trucks coming back to ESPN on a couple weeks now. I won't be the one covering it, but I'll be the one producing it. So it'll be me actually on the cameras and all that. But Derek Pemberton will be back in the booth, which is very awesome, by the way. He does a great job. Anxious to hear him call actually his first full season But I love watching the Pro 2 lots go at it. We had a great race last season when they did that. But the race off pit road, Mike Beamish, and we had a couple cars stay out. Eric Mueller and Joe Wood, I think that they're coming down. They are. However, if this is correct, Jackson Lewis won the race off pit road. So there you go. And Andy Monday, is he a lap down? No, he's just, yes, he is actually going to be one lap down. That's strange. Something had to happen with that. But I want to see some, I've been wanting to cover some 305 and late models. I've always wanted to cover the sprint cars. I haven't got to call a sprint car race yet. I think I've done one. But I love sprint car racing. Absolutely love it. And I think the cameras and stuff that we would have for it would be amazing. Really need to get into that. It's so hard because like a lot of dirt leagues go to dirt broadcast only. Like we try to, with me, I try to branch off into a little bit of everything. So, but a lot of dirt leagues will look for dirt only broadcasts that only cover dirt series. And I understand it. I mean, I 100% do. But it would be something very awesome to be able to broadcast. And for people that's watching over on YouTube, we're talking over on Facebook as well. We're simulcasting on both, so that's why you hear me talking to people, in case you're wondering. Who you pulling for? Are you pulling for anybody certain, or is I do agree. The only problem I have with calling Wisconsin drivers, you guys have some really odd names that I can't pronounce because I'm from Tennessee and we just have trouble speaking English apparently. It's literally took me forever to figure out some of these guys' names. I'm still bad at a lot of them. This is going to be interesting to start here because Mike Beamish starting on the outside. Green flag is set to wave. Green flag out as Jackson Lewis down and away. Remember, Jackson hasn't won in a few weeks since March 31st. As we're back to racing here once again. There was some much needed tires, by the way, for all these guys. I'm curious, though. I feel like Beamish is faster in a way. But with clean air right now, Lewis could be, it's really going to help him out. Riding on board right now with Cody in the 20. Kind of caught up on the outside as you see Zach Collier going around the inside of him. Cody trying to come back on that. Up front, Jackson Lewis still leads the way. TK in third. There he is. Lap times, he actually was faster than both their... Actually, no, he was right there matching them last time. There we go. We were right on board with you for a moment. May have a wreck. Caution is out. And Bud Riegner, I believe, is involved. He's second in points. Not sure what happened here. A little bit of a bump up in front. And they got together. Was that Matt in the 8? It was. Oh, big wreck here, actually. Uh-oh. That was Joe Wood that also got involved. And you can see what's left of Bud's car. That back end really crinkled up. But I also seen Matt Votty, who was up in there as well. Here's what happened. Him with the 62 of Jeff making a little bit of contact, and Jeff getting loose, come back up the track, and well, I'm not sure if he just wasn't happy with the 8. You guys be the judge of this. Let's look down. You'll see the 8 and the 29 make contact right here. Right there, the 8 came down a little bit. Now, was the 29 unhappy about that? It was right there. It kind of looked like it, didn't it? It kind of looked like he was not very happy. You see him around. Unfortunately, some other cars got collected. So with that said, Jeff gets the EOL. He moves to the back. Keep in mind, as I said about our points champion, Jackson Lewis, leading by 6 points over Bud Reedner. Now, Bud was involved in that wreck. He was the one that got hit while he was sitting sideways. So this could be a huge night for Jackson Lewis. And we only have 2 more races left after tonight from Irwindale and Richmond. Richmond's going to be really interested in me in this car. I don't really know why. Best be watching that 11 car. He's working his way up to the field. Brian Hacker back in 8th right now. We all know about Brian. He's a very good short track racer, and here he is. He was the winner last week at Oxford Plains Speedway. And trying to do it again here tonight. Want to mention that I'm not sure if we had a wave around that time, actually. Did I see? The 46, I believe, was the wave around. So Kyle got the wave around, I believe. And we'll see how he does here in just a moment. Pace lights are off. That means we are doubling back up, and I think we're going to be going single file this time. So we are just about halfway through this one. Real quick look at our weather again, 124. We're going to remember that because we're going to check back in in about 5 laps to see if it's heated back up. I'm sure it's going to be. I would say probably around 128 or 127 again. But as the green flag rolls, we're back to racing here once again. And out in front, Jackson Lewis, a familiar sight. This season, 2 wins. He started off the season with 2 wins. And has had 4 top 5s this season. And I believe that does include the wins as well. Jump up a little bit. Somebody we haven't spoke about. How about Casey Johnson in that 5 car? He started back in 15th and currently running up in 4th place. That's impressive. Good for him. Running right in front of Jared Appel, Zach Coyer, and right here side by side, Brian Hacker says, "Excuse me, I'm going to take 7th," and he does. Roughed up. Speaking of him, there you go. Now, he got quite a bit of damage on that stop, on that hit. You can see it right there. Full paint scheme though, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty awesome. But Jackson Lewis, he's one out front. Kind of got a little bit of breakaway with our top 10. You see right here, Brian Gundrum kind of separated a little bit here from Josh Mueller into 26. As this has another look where we could go green for a while. Now let's check that weather. It's heating back up a little bit. We was at 124 when we took the green. But how about a battle for the lead? You guys want it. We're going to get it. Mike Beamish putting some pressure on. The number 7 of Jackson Lewis. Right behind him, you can see Todd Cleaver as well, sitting in 3rd. It's a great angle. I just want to point that out. Mike trying to figure out a way to get around. It's going to be a tough thing. Like, it's a lot easier to catch the car in front of you. How do you get around? I still think you got to have the dime in the corner in order to get a run down the straightaway. Wow, pretty much the best super late model on drop. Oh, wow. I know one thing. I'm ready to get back to some real racing. I'm sure most of you guys are as well, too. I think my local short track here in Tennessee is going to be opening up here very soon. I think next weekend we're going back racing, I believe. And I'm going to go to some races this year, that's for sure. Out of turn 4. Lewis leading that lap as well. Oh, he gets loose. This might help Beamish get a little bit of a run. Lewis getting a little bit loose here. It's going to make things pretty interesting, as we are catching a lap car as well. No problem, Tim. Yeah, go ahead and message it to me. I got some time coming up, and I'll get it done for you before you get your pedals in. Not a problem at all. Glad to see you back racing, though, Tim. It's good to have you back. I know you've been spotting and stuff like that. I'm glad to see you back racing. I don't really get to race as much as what I used to. I'm broadcasting them almost every night for the most part. So I don't really do it. I mean, we got so many broadcasters here on the ESPN channel, you know, with me and Sam and then other people as well. So we all do our own thing. But, man, I'm broadcasting about every night right now. But I do enjoy it. If I didn't, I wouldn't do it. Mike Beamish has closed in on the bumper. How do you get around it besides using the chrome horn? Might be the only way to do it. Or try to force Jackson Lewis into a mistake. And we've seen him get loose, but I'm going to be honest, I think that's a tough thing to try to force him into a mistake. You see the track tip has heated back up about 4 degrees, 3 degrees since last time we showed it. I'll tell you one other thing, Tim, and you probably know this as well. A lot more people, as you see Joe Wood unfortunately going a lap down, a lot more people have started showing up on iRacing. Now we average like 15,000, 16,000 people a night on iRacing, which is awesome for the service. I mean, you know. So look, it's really weird watching Jackson right now. It really looks like the back end wants to kick around the slide. I think he's got a lot of front brake in, the brake bias. He's definitely adjusted it because I think he's doing it on purpose. Definitely what it seems like. Brian Hacker taking a peek here underneath Jared Appel. We'll just have to wait to see if he can get it. By the way, guys, new podcast coming out here soon. I want to go ahead and shout that out over on Trackside Racing Network. We powered by ESPN. That will be out here very soon. We are about to release it. We was planning on having a couple people on. I know we still got definitely one for sure. We'll wait and see. But trust me, if you haven't checked it out, go to Trackside Racing Network. We got some pretty good podcasts and some good ones getting ready to come out. We still watch Brian Hacker here work on 5th place. Coming to lap 68 at the line. Hacker taking a peek to the inside. And real quick, while we're thinking about it, there you go. Only one lead change, but here's Hacker taking over 5th place. Jared Appel going to slide a little wide. I think he pretty much let Brian go, knowing he was faster. Does not want to hold him up. But back up for our lead. Yeah, he's got to have it set. That's what I'm thinking as well, because it looks like when he pushes his brake, the back end really wants to kick out. See if we can kind of see it. Like right there, you can just see it step out. He's definitely making some adjustments in the car, I would guess, because that's something we just normally wouldn't see constant. I mean, it's every lap. We're going to have to ask him about it at the end of the race. Also, guys, following this race at around 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we have a big broadcast coming up. It's a special broadcast we got coming up, 150 laps at Irwindale. And I don't really know what I want to call the series because it's not really a series name. It's just a special event put on by Jackson Lewis got loose by Tucson Speedway that they're putting on. We got some really cool drivers and some really great super late model drivers coming out to race it. And a lot of money on the line in that one as well, so that'll be fun. And that'll be live here in about an hour and a half, so make sure you guys tune back in. We're going to be live again on Facebook and YouTube for that as well. Everybody's done a great job this race, though. I'm not going to lie, it's actually one of the cleanest races I've seen these guys race. I mean, only 2 cautions right now. We may get another one, but either way, it's still really, really good racing. Brian Hacker has closed in on the back of Casey Johnson. Hacker's been one of the biggest movers of the race. Remember, he started back at 25th place. Did not qualify. Probably wishes right now he probably did because I think he's got a car that's capable of running up there with the top 3. As you see, Hacker going underneath. And once again, Casey apparently a great driver up in Wisconsin and taking over, passing him. That's a great move. Coming to lap 76 this time for Jackson Lewis as 3/4 of the race have been completed. Here in this one. Lewis actually has extended just a little bit here. We got a yellow. And I'm not sure where. Oh, it was a 62. It may have been. Now what happened? This was him with a 24 that was side by side. And Jeff, did he come up? Oh, nope, just got loose, overcorrected. Death ensues. And there's your caution. He's just going to sit there. He does tow. That's a tough break. Let's see if we can actually listen. He had to get, I don't know, did he get some of the apron? Right there. And he did not want to get it back at Andy Monday. That's why he overcorrected. That's a tough break. So pit road is open. And this is a money stop. I see the 118 has some trouble getting into his pit stop or pit box. And a bunch of people stayed out. This just got very interesting. Because the guys that stayed out is no slouch. Brian Hacker staying out on the racetrack. He was 4th. Jared Appel, Matt Votty stays out. Mike Winter stays out. And how about Kyle Quilla? Stays out as well. Hope I said that name right. So our top 5 stays out. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, to be honest. I just literally ripped my microphone off my desk for some reason. Anyway, so here we go. Should be thinking about doubling back up. Brian Hacker trying to go back to back. Is that not quite sure what to actually think of the whole tire situation, but it looks like we'll double it back up this time. Jared also has some damage as well. Don't think Brian has any damage at Narrative Coffee Company number 11. 51 does. Matt Votty, he went for a spin earlier, but honestly the damage is not bad. That's his Tiger King. That's funny. The Tiger King South Park character. That's awesome. I've never noticed that before. That's cool. I'm not gonna lie. That literally might be my favorite paint scheme now. Oh, that's awesome. So it does look like we had one car actually come down pit road. It does look like that Kyle Quilla does come down pit road. He was actually the lucky dog, which is why he stayed out. Green flag set to come back out. And we're racing here once again. 18 laps to go for Brian Hacker. Just want to mention, by the way, Mike Beamish did beat Jackson Lewis out of pit road. There you go. Because he took 2 tires. Actually, our first 6 have either 2 tires or less. And Matt Votty taking away second this time. Mike Beamish taking away 4th. Beamish takes 4th away. Votty's still trying to do the same here for second. Now this right here is exactly what Brian Hacker wants. He wants these guys to be racing up in front of him or behind him as the laps tick away. He don't want a yellow. Oh, Pell gets loose. That's going to give up that spot to Votty, and now Pell trying to hold on to that car as Mike Beamish tries to take 3rd away, and he's going to do so with ease with them 2 fresh tires. Takes that spot away. Beamish now trying to take 2nd away. Here comes the 40 car. And not quite clear yet. Votty trying to hold on. He does clear. Now, can Mike Beamish run down Brian Hacker? My answer is going to be yes, he can run him down. But can he get around him? We've seen him have trouble getting around Jackson Lewis, who's, by the way, right here already up to 4th. He just took that away from Casey Johnson. Jared Pell continued to fall back here, unfortunately, as Cody Hubbard is going to go on the outside and take that spot away. Check lap times at the line. Oh, it's a big difference, I can promise. Matt Votty takes away 3rd at the line. 3/10 of a difference right now between 1st and 2nd per lap. Wow. Now Brian Hacker might want to caution. That way some of these laps can tick off the board. And he'll have that restart advantage. And I don't know if we're going to get it. I'm going to be honest. Well, Mike Beamish says, hello, Brian Hacker. I'm here to your inside. Maybe a little bit of contact. Hacker really desperately trying to hold on. He needs a caution in order to do so. And I'm going to be honest, I just don't see he'll be able to hold on to that 1st position. Either way. Hey! Said a name right. That's awesome. Battle for 2nd. Votty trying to take that spot away. I'm sorry, that's not right. That's Jackson. Matt's actually back in 5th right now. And Jackson, your points leader, takes away second place. And it's going to be a big points night for him. That's the main thing. So now it's 2 tires versus 4 tires. The fastest guys all night. Mike Beamish has the 2 tires. He started on the pole. Jackson Lewis beat him out of pit road the first time. Beamish this time took 2 tires and was able to beat Jackson Lewis out of pit road. Now the question is going to be, can 2 tires hold off that 4 tires of the number 7? As we are coming to 6 laps to go this time. We know for a fact Lewis is going to be a little bit quicker. Although last time they matched lap times. Literally a 21.174 for both cars. That's something we don't see very often. 5 laps. After lap times this time, Jackson was a little bit faster. A 1.84 for Mike Beamish and a 1.23 for Lewis. I mean, he can catch him. He's there. But you got to get around him. As we get a yellow, as Jared Appel is parked around on the track. He started up in 4th. Getting a little love tap there from someone. The 98, I believe, gave it to him. Actually, it was the 86. That number's backwards. I just want to point that out. But either way, Kevin giving a tap. So, who does this work out for? In my opinion, well, honestly, it works out for Mike, honestly. He's going to be able to dictate the restart. And now he's got a little bit less laps. I think it's going to be... Are we going to get a green white checker? Or is the race over? We're waiting to confirm. Do we have a green light checker? We'll find out right here once they hit the line. All things automotive, number 40 car has been super quick tonight. There's a wave around. I don't think we're getting a green light checker. I think this race may actually be over. And if so, Mike Beamish, Jackson Lewis, Brian Hacker are going to be your top 3. It looks to me like the race will be declared official. We're just waiting to confirm. If that's the case, what a move by Beamish, able to that pit call to take 2. That's a very interesting call. He had to do it in order to get in front of Jackson Lewis. He had to be worried about Jackson taking 2 as well. Yeah, the final lap is going to be out. And that will allow this man to pick up the win here from Stafford Speedway. We're going to talk to him in just a moment. Jackson Lewis still going to have a great night as far as the points go. He's going to extend that points lead with only 2 races left. And Brian Hacker staying out, doing the best he can, and actually gaining a spot from where he would have been, I believe. But he's going to stay 3rd. Off turn 4, the late models come, and it is going to be a checkered flag here from Stafford Speedway. Mike Beamish picks up the win at All Things Automotive with 43 laps led here tonight. We're going to try to talk to him in just a moment. See if I can zoom in a little bit. Mike Adams having ESBN. You got a copy?
I do got a copy.
Finishing P1, man, over Jackson, who was charging there with the 4 tires. Talk us through the decision on deciding to take 2. It definitely paid off at the end.
It was just something to gamble on. I know the 4 was going to be really good. Just track position's king here.
Yeah, and of course, very tough to pass. We already know that, so track position is a big thing. Did you make any adjustments in car that you're willing to tell us? Because we noticed Jackson may have. Did you make any adjustments in car for the center of the corner?
I was not. I was just letting the car roll. A lot of center of the speed, or center corner rolling of the car to get it just to turn.
Well, you did it.
So yeah, it was good.
Yeah, man. I mean, 43 laps later, honestly, you lost first position whenever y'all first made that first pit stop. But either way, you got it back, making a two-tire stop. Any shout-outs you want to give out, man? It was a great race by you and a great race by everyone, to be honest.
Just like to say thanks to everybody that puts us on. Pathfinder Chassis, Joe Wood, Bud, Jeff, and Kevin. Thank you guys for putting this on. It's awesome.
Hey, good job, man.
Just glad to be here.
Hey, you did a good job. Next up, Jackson Lewis, finishing P2. Jackson, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, you haven't got a win since March 31st. I'm sorry to bring it up. And you definitely had something for Mike tonight with the four-tire stop, but unfortunately he beat you out of pit road a little bit. Definitely was the deciding factor. But the first thing I want to ask you is we noticed that your back end was actually stepping out in the center of the corner, and I was talking about on the broadcast. Did you make any brake bias adjustments on that run?
No, I just couldn't keep the ass end underneath me. I just every single time I hit the center of the corner, I'd get loose. I watched Beamish back there; he wasn't moving at all, and then I didn't know what he was doing until after we made that pit stop. I got behind him and figured it out, but obviously then it was a little too late to be figuring that out such late in the race.
Well, one good thing that you could take out of this is the point standings. Bud didn't have a great night, so it really works out in your favor. You came in with a 6-point lead. It's going to go up by quite a bit. That's got to make you feel pretty good, knowing just in case you have a bad race when we head to next week to Irwindale.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, this is mainly my most kind of focus on the series. I really like these cars. It's a lot of fun. But these tracks that I've been going to haven't been my best tracks, so we'll see what happens here. You never know. Maybe some things can happen. It's racing. For sure, man. Hey, started 5th, finished in 2nd. You want to give shout-outs and all that? Yeah, I do. I'd just like to thank Scott King Designs for the beautiful paint scheme once again. Pathfinder Chassis and Joe Wood. JR Photography, Ultimate Race Cars, and Sleeveless Bob Photography. Really got to appreciate all them that help put this stuff on. Hey, good job, man. Thanks, you, buddy. Next up, Brian Hacker, a voice that we've been familiar with here on ESPN for a while now. Brian, you got a copy?
Sure do. How's it going, Adam?
Pretty good, man. Almost made it work. You decided to stay out on old tires, which, honestly, you started 25th. You can't be upset with third, let's just be honest. And the reason why you started last because, you won last week.
Yeah, there's not much I was going to be able to do if I wanted to win. Those guys were too far out, I think, in front of me. And track position's king here. I was hoping that maybe a few more people would stay out, or there'd be, maybe a couple more cautions to the end and might get lucky. But it is what it is. Can't be upset going 25th to third. Yeah, it's a tough racetrack, man. Talk us about making passes. We watched you drive up through the field through a lot more traffic than the two guys that finished first and second from where you started. Talk about trying to get through some of this traffic. It's a tough thing to do. It was slick out here, so got to make sure that you're, holding the bottom, trying to hold your line. There's a lot of people that had their asses, stepping out behind them a little bit and tried to take it in easy and hard off and getting a good corner exit to try to get underneath somebody, and it worked for the most part. But the closer I got to the front, the harder it was, obviously. Well, man, another good finish, third place, not too bad at all for you. You know how to do it. Shout outs and all that you want to give out. Yeah, of course. Thanks to you for stepping up and doing this. Thanks to Bud and Jeff and the guys for putting on the league. It's a lot of fun. Really enjoy coming out here and running with these guys. I think we had 2 cautions tonight. Pretty good group. And thanks to Pathfinder Chassis and Joe Wood for sponsoring the series and everybody else that chips in to make it happen. Hey, good job tonight, man. Congratulations on third. Thank you. Thanks, buddy. So there you go. Mike Beamish putting in victory lane. He definitely deserved it after leading that first part of that race and then losing a lead on pit road. That's a tough way to lose a lead, and actually had a trail behind Jackson Lewis for a long time. Then caught a break a little bit later in the race with a caution, and able to take 2, and definitely worked out for him in the end. Jackson going to extend that points lead, and Brian working his way up from 25th. All 3 have good storylines, I guess, for tonight. So there you go. But that'll do it for me, guys. I hope everybody enjoyed the broadcast. It was actually a fun one. I was a little bit skeptical about Stafford Speedway because this place is very tough. We got to broadcast the super late model here just a couple weeks ago, but once again, these guys over here for the Ultimate Sim League provided and showed that they know how to race these things, and I absolutely love watching the late models because that's something we don't get to broadcast too much of.
But there you go. Guys, at 10:30 we'll be live. So here in about an hour, make sure you tune back in. We'll have a special event here on ESPN. Hope everybody enjoys the broadcast. Y'all have a great night. Take care as always, and God bless.